that's found in all your connective tissue. So it's a very general term. So it goes with your bone, with your tendons, with the lining of your organs. So it's a very general term. And most of the collagen that we talk about in public space is the collagen type 1, which is the one that is found in our bone, in our muscles, in our tendons. But the other one is a collagen type 2, which is found in the end of the joints or the cartilage. That's another type of collagen. There are actually so many types of collagens in the body.
So there's actually some around at least 4 types of collagen in our body. Here we're talking about types 1 and 2 found in our bones, connective tissue. And we're also going to talk about type 3 collagen, which is found in our skin. Dr. Riza, when we talk about collagen in our skin, what are we talking about here? What is its main function?
And so our skin has 3 layers: the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous tissue, or where the fat is. Majority of the collagen in our skin, it's found in the dermis, that's the middle layer. And more than 80% of the collagen found in the dermis is type 1 collagen.
Dr. Riza, is this collagen one of the reasons why some people have that youthful glow appearance that is associated a lot with beauty products?
Well, much of what we associate with youth can be attributed to collagen because it gives our skin suppleness and firmness. But what we should know is that beginning in our 20s, we start to see a decrease in collagen. In fact, 1% of our collagen is lost every year starting in our 20s.
So we'll talk more about that, the collagen in our skin later on. But marami, Dr. Charles, really don't notice kapag maganda ang collagen nila with all of this. But when there is a deficiency in collagen, what are some of the more prevalent symptoms that is noticed?
If you're going to take it to the extreme, there are some genetic diseases that doesn't make your body form a proper collagen. Yung mga genetic diseases like your Marfan syndrome, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, you have laxity of the joints, you have brittleness of the bone. So this is extreme. But there's another extreme. The more common part of collagen deficiency, yung pag tumatanda na tayo, there's especially in the joints, in the cartilage, because of the wear and tear of our joints. There's also thinning of the cartilage. You start to have bone pains. You start to have joint pains, and that's the one that we see in the elderly.
Now, Dr. Charles, could you talk more about how is collagen naturally synthesized sa katawan ng isang tao?
They're made by fibroblasts, which are found everywhere in our body. That's how the body makes the collagen. In the bones, in the tendons, when they break, they usually heal. But in the joints, they do not usually. Kaya yung cartilage could be very difficult to treat kasi once they're destroyed, they don't heal by themselves. They don't get the natural state of the cartilage.
Dr. Riza, let's talk about the collagen in our skin. You mentioned at a certain age, that's when collagen starts to slow down in production. Are there any other reasons why this would happen aside from age or someone getting older?
Yes, there are several extrinsic factors which cause collagen breakdown. Some of these are stress, smoking, pollution, inadequate nutrition, or an unhealthy diet. And the number one cause of collagen breakdown in the skin is actually UV or ultraviolet or sun exposure. So unprotected sun exposure actually causes a lot of your collagen to break down. So the skin becomes, leathery or saggy. The skin is also thinned out. Wrinkles are more pronounced. There's also, of course, pigment irregularities with very sun-exposed skin.
Now, Dr. Charles, when it comes to our bones and muscles, what are some external factors that may contribute to the loss or the degradation of collagen production?
Collagen are naturally produced in our body. As long as our bones and muscles are healing, they should be okay. They should be present in our body. Once the joints, the cartilage is degenerated already, they don't heal like our bones and muscles.
Okay, when you talk about the cartilage in our joints, when they don't heal, when they're injured, what are some of the things that we do? Some people may not notice that they're actually injuring the cartilage, that covering made out of collagen.
One of the results of having a denuded or a damaged cartilage, you can have arthritis. And the most common form of arthritis still is yung osteoarthritis that we see especially among our elderly. So ang advice natin among patients with osteoarthritis is, number one, we want them to be active. Once you start being sedentary, kakaroon ng stiffness ng joints natin. Get a proper diet and exercise, keeps your flexibility, keeps your mobility with the joints.
Now, collagen is vital for the health of every system in our body. When we come back, we'll talk about the food sources of collagen and the supplements. This is Med Talk Health Talk. We'll be right back.
SMC, San Miguel Corporation. Bisag unsang industriya ang sudlan niini, tinguha sa SMC ang pag-uswag o paglambo sa mga Pilipino. Karon, gikan sa SMC, aniya na ang SMC Davao Cement. SMC Davao Cement. Gama sa Davao, para sa Mindanao. SMC Davao Cement. Ato ni Bay.
I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and welcome back to Med Talk Health Talk, where caring is our calling. Now let's discuss some of the nutrients that can contribute to the natural synthesis of your collagen, or your body producing its own collagen. Dr. Riza, when it comes to a good diet that can address or not hasten the degradation of collagen in our skin, what kind of diet are we looking at?
A healthy, well-balanced diet is enough to give your body the building blocks to build its own natural collagen. No, sometimes we trick ourselves into thinking that we need fancy diets. No, we just need a really well-balanced diet, a diet that consists of good protein, because collagen is a protein, right? So we get our protein from sources such as fish, chicken, lean meats, also beans. Also, a part of the synthesis of collagen, the body needs vitamin C, zinc, and copper. So these can be found in fruits, vegetables, mineral-rich foods such as shellfish.
Since we're talking about our skin and the proper diet to keep our skin healthy, are there things, Dr. Riza, that our viewers should absolutely avoid?
Well, yes, I think so. Especially in recent years, there has been research into the effects of sugar being pro-inflammatory and aiding the glycation process, which helps to degrade collagen. No? So high sugar, high glycemic index food, lessen that.
Now, Dr. Charles, with regards to the diet naman for bone strength, joint strength, connective tissue strength, what can you advise our viewers?
Actually, very basic. No? You just have to have a balanced diet, a good diet. As long as you have the proper amino acids, the proper proteins, vitamin C and zinc, as Dr. Rice has mentioned, you're able to produce your own collagen. But the other important thing is also a proper exercise, because again, you have to, it's your muscles and bones have to be used so that they can gain strength. As long as you have a proper exercise, you put pressure in your muscles and bones, you can have a very strong muscle and bones. That same goes to the joint. No? Their joint needs to be used in order for them to be healthy. Because once you don't use an inflamed joint, especially with arthritis, they become stiff and it decreases to weakening of the joints also.
Dr. Charles, you mentioned not using an inflamed joint such as someone with arthritis. How can someone with arthritis still continue to move that joint for its health, but at the same time try and minimize the pain associated with such?
The first is we have to know what's the cause of your arthritis. So there are many causes of arthritis. Still, the most common is osteoarthritis or the wear and tear. But as you mentioned, there are autoimmune diseases. You have gout. So you have to first zero in on the reason why you're having this arthritis. Once you figure out how to prevent the inflammation and pain, then you can start moving, because once you...
SMC, San Miguel Corporation. Bisag unsang industriya ang sudlan niini, tinguha sa SMC ang pag-uswag o paglambo sa mga Pilipino. Karon, gikan sa SMC, aniya na ang SMC Davao Cement. SMC Davao Cement. Gama sa Davao, para sa Mindanao. SMC Davao Cement. Ato ni Bay.
To stop moving your joints, what will happen is become stiff and muscles and bones around it will weaken.
Okay, so very important, especially those who are feeling arthritis, to seek consult. Seek consult with your rheumatologist, with your orthopedic doctor to get proper treatment. Now, Dr. Riza, one of the latest trends, especially among Filipinos, is the use of dermal fillers, especially to address certain aesthetic features. Let's talk about the safety of this and when fillers normally used and what is it used to address?
In general, dermal fillers are used to add volume, plump up the skin, improve skin structure, because as we age, collagen decreases. There's also bone resorption. So our bones get smaller, actually. There's also fat loss in our faces. So as we get older, our faces tend to look more hollow, and dermal fillers help to address that concern.
Now, Dr. Charles, when it comes to our bones once again and joints, and we're talking about collagen loss or the need to replace collagen, can this be addressed solely on oral types of sources for collagen?
Major market nowadays. No? There are many different supplements in the market because, well, none of them really, as of now, they're still regarded as supplements. There's no real cure. If we're going to address the specific arthritis, some say that they help in arthritis, there's some evidence that they may probably affect the inflammation itself rather than actually replacing your cartilage in your joints. Also, some say it's not actually replacing the cartilage in your joint. You're actually trying to enrich the fluid around the joints, but not really replacing the cartilage itself in our joints.
Dr. Charles, can trauma to the joints be cumulative over time? Are certain sports that have been played by when someone was younger sort of creep up when they become older? Sports that are hard on the knees, that are hard on the joints. Can this be a cumulative factor later on in life?
That's actually correct. There's such a thing as traumatic arthritis. If you have a vehicular accident, for example, and your joints have been damaged, they can contribute to an early osteoarthritis. That's also correct. Some athletes, especially those who have very high impact joint activities, they can have early onset arthritis also. So our advice usually is you have to have a variation of activity. So if you like running, you might want to do biking or swimming to lessen the impact on
How
our
important,
joints.
Dr. Charles, is recovery time also with regards to the health of our joints?
Recovery would entail that you let our body go, because if you have an intense activity, you have inflammation in our joints. Inflammation degrades cartilage. So we don't want that. We don't want further degradation of our cartilage. Recovery, it lessens your inflammatory cytokine in your joints. That's why we want to recover so that there will be no further inflammation inside the joints, thus preventing further damage to your joints.
Now, age-related collagen loss is inevitable and it's part of growing old. But it is possible to slow down that process. When we return, we'll talk about how you can manage collagen loss. MedTalk Health Talk will be right back.